Hi everyone, so we are going to start a new track from scratch today. So it's been a while since I've done one of these. It's actually been a while since I've been in the studio and made anything from scratch. I've been touring loads recently, and obviously through the summer it's busiest period, so you don't really get a chance to get in the studio. So I'm excited to just get in, and there's something really exciting about getting into a blank project and just starting something with no preconceived ideas. I've got some incense lit at the back. I'm hoping that this is going to be something interesting that comes out. Let's see. So all I've prepared so far is this loop here. I'm thinking of going for like a rolling vibe, but I just wanted to get some percussion in there. And we're going to go through, maybe find like a breaky loop, and then we're going to build the track, piece by piece, and hopefully we'll have something interesting. So I am using my monitors, so I'm going to be turning the mic on and off and talking you through what I'm doing. But essentially, you're going to be like a fly on the wall, and you can just watch my workflow, and we're going to build a track from scratch. So this is just the first part. Hopefully, if we get a good idea going, we'll be able to take it right through to the final product and the mix down, and see how the track turns out. But let's get cracking. Okay, so I've just got some loops that we can work with. I'm going to start to build the drums over the top. I always tend to work in the arrangement view, to be honest. I've mentioned this before, but I came from Logic, so I just find this way a lot easier. Sometimes I will use this like session view, and I'll have clips on there. I did a remix live session where I use this view, and it makes me work differently. So I switch between the two, but I'm most comfortable working in this view. Just in case you were wondering. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the low end out of these loops, because I want to actually put in my own kick and my own drums. So these are just an idea at the moment. What I tend to do early on is get like some loops in there just so that I've got like a groove and I can start to build. It's just a fast way of working. I might not end up using the grooves, or I might completely layer my own drums over the top and realise that I don't need the loops in there, or they may sit in the mix really quietly. There's lots of different ways that I might tend to work, but this is just one of them. So I'm just going to join these clips up like this with Command and J. I'm going to go into the beats mode, into the transients, and just bring them down so it's a bit shorter. I might try something similar on the other breaks as well, just to tighten them up a little bit. So I've just put the volcano on this loop here just to give it a little bit of movement, so that it's not just too static. And I didn't want the full loop to just keep looping over; it gets a little bit repetitive. So this is what it sounds like now. So I quite like that new sound that it's brought in just by modulating this filter here, this volcano. So I might leave that in, see how it goes. I think we've got a pretty nice groove there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag this out, add a little bit of variation across maybe 8 bars. And then we're going to look at maybe getting a bass line in there and start to just keep the groove going. Going to get a little bit of a slip kick or a reverse kick in there. So I'm going to record the actual kick onto an audio channel. So I'll take the audio from the drum rack one. I'm going to call that kick actually, so we know what's going on. And slip kick, just reverse the kick as audio. So we get just a little bit of extra interest in the drums there. So that's what I was looking for, just some interesting like tail coming out of the reverb. I'm going to record that in underneath, and maybe that's an extra texture that we could use. So I'll enable record, I'll take the audio from that, and then we'll just record that again. And there's certain sections I want to use and then re-loop it back in. So we've got just this moving texture, and then I'll maybe process it afterwards. And all we've done is just add in a little effect there, like a little sample, record it in and add some effects on it. So let's see how that goes. And let's try processing that again. Also going to add some more delay and some reverb on it as well, so that we can sort of get it to blend into each other when it loops back round again. Okay, yeah, it's just a simple texture. I might try and add a few more textures like that actually. If I just go into the effects again. So we've just added a few little extra textures in there just to keep things interesting, and then we can go in and make a start on a bass line and start to get some other elements in. I want to keep it nice and rolling, so I might stack some bass lines on top of each other. Don't want any huge moments, I just want a nice rolling tune here. So I'm looking for something quite deep like that, like almost like a siny sort of sub bass thing. I'm just going to have a little experiment with some notes and not worry too much about what I'm doing, just to get some ideas down. So let's give that a go. So what I'm going to do next is actually copy that over and see if we can just get a little bit of an extra layer of bass in between those gaps, but with a different sound. So we've got an extra bass line playing off the other one, so let's see what we can do with that. Maybe something like that. So what I actually really liked was that little breakdown as well, where we just got like this little break beat. We'll copy that over, and then just the bass lines like. I'm not sure about that second layer of the bass line. I need to just play with that just a little bit more. So it's all trial and error really. We're just sort of experimenting and see what we can come up with that sounds interesting. Yeah, I think it's the pattern I'm not feeling, so we could just leave that out for now. Let's just keep going with something. What I might do is I might actually just add a pitch onto that and pitch it up by an octave, but also then pitch it down by 5 semitones, just so we've got something a little bit different, and then I can experiment with some synths maybe just to see how that sounds. Let's give that a go. I actually don't think I like the bass line. I think that's where the problem is. I don't like the notes. So it's good sometimes if you feel as though it's not going somewhere, just be honest with yourself about it. And I'm not into that bass line. So we'll keep the loop going. We'll just keep building until we get an idea that we like. So we're going to try a sequence bass line. Sometimes when the ideas aren't flowing especially easily in terms of coming up with something just by playing, we can just find a sequence that works. But I'm still not sold on this bass sound itself, so we'll probably end up changing that at some point. But I'm just going to find some notes that work first. Quite like that loop, that sounds quite nice. yeah, I love that, you know. I really like how that's coming together. So what I'm going to do before we end up accidentally knocking that or something, I'm going to record that directly into a MIDI channel, and then we've got it as MIDI, so we don't lose it. So let's do that. I'm now just like trying to trigger something for like a melodic part or a texture underneath using this sting, which is wicked, and just get it to sort of sit underneath the bass line. So let's see how that goes. That is nice. I really like that. I'm going to need to push it with the utility because of the way that it's being triggered, but that's got real potential for certainly to be brought in further down in the track. So let's have a go. I'm just going to keep stacking it with the sequences and just see what else it can come up with randomly. So let's go. Straight away, that's pretty ridiculous if I've just copied it over. So I really like that idea straight away, but we'll just keep going. I'm going to mute both of those and see what other melodic parts we can come up with just randomly. So I'm really liking that as well. So we've got some ideas that we can switch between here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with these ones here, and then maybe we'll switch into this next one. So I'm going to do that by just, I think what I'll do is start by, I'll record the MIDI in, and then we've got full control. So record the MIDI in from the Sting, turn the Sting off, and then we'll be able to arrange it as normal. Record the next one in by MIDI, so we're going to create a new MIDI channel, and we're going to enable to record. We're going to record it from track number 12 now, which is the second one, and then I'll record the MIDI in. Okay, so we've got that in there, and then finally I'm going to drag that MIDI onto there, get rid of that MIDI channel. Then we've got this predator at the bottom here, so I'm going to then actually create a new MIDI channel under that, enable to record, get it from the predator, and then I'm just going to record. So let's have a listen to how that sounds. We're just going to play it from the beginning of the loop and see how it works. So I do like it, but I don't quite know what's gone on with these. So I'm going to have to look into why it's behaving like that, because it was different when we were using the Sting. I'm wondering if it's something to do with the note length or something. Let's just have a little play and see if we can tidy it up a bit. So So for some reason, when the sting triggers it, it tends to sound much nicer. So what I'm going to do is just enable and disable the sting to turn on and off. We'll also get the sort of tail of the audio then from because it won't be affecting the actual audio signal itself. It's just what's triggering it. So hopefully this will sound pretty nice. I like how it drops into this. I feel like it needs an extra layer that though. So we'll have a little play around with that afterwards. But yeah, melodically it's coming on really nice. Yeah, wicked. So let's have a look and see what we can do with this synth. It's quite high for me. So what I might do is make a copy of it, and I might actually just pitch it down a little bit and see if we can add an extra layer. I feel like I want to turn the reverb down on that just a bit because it's a bit much. This reverb here. Here it is. Yeah, so the reverb time is 6 seconds. So if we pull that down, then also the dry wet. Let's have a listen as we're doing it.
Plan.
Just get some little one shots and vocals and things like that in there with some delay on, just little every now and again, just little hits, just because it's quite rolling. That's what I think it needs. So I'm going to keep adding in some layers, doing a bit of an arrangement as we go.
Turntable I play too fast.
Listen, Vic.
Great. I hope you'll all sing along.
So I think that vocal sounds nice on the drops there. Just fills it out a little bit more like an impact rather than using something like a crash or something that's a bit different. Isn't it?
You want to dance?
Yeah, brother.
Dum.
Okay, so in an hour we've managed to come up with quite a few drum layers. We've got some better bass line in there. We've started to build a little bit of synths in there as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get out a little simple arrangement for now. And then I might try and put a few extra synths in this session. And then I'm going to go and listen to it for a few days and then come back and we'll see if we can get it finished. I feel like in the intro that needs to be a bit more of a closed bass. So I'm going to see if I can actually change the... if we go into Diva, see if we can actually automate the cut off a little bit just to close it on that particular part. See how that sounds. I actually think overall just a little bit more closed sounds much better just generally. Let's try that. So I think I've got 3 minutes of tune that I'm pretty happy with there, considering I've not made much stuff recently. So what I'm going to do is just try a little bit of a synth like some keys in there or something, and then we'll see if we can come back to this at a later date and get it polished. Yeah, so just little things like that to experiment with, really. So let's have a listen through to the whole thing, and then yeah, we'll wrap this session up and we'll pick it up again at another time. Okay, so let me know what you think to this this loop, this idea in the Discord. If you're into it, let me know. If you've got any ideas on how I could maybe improve it, I'm always open to feedback from the members as well. So if there's anything you'd like to see specifically in the next video and how I progress this track, also just pop me a message in the Discord. All right, nice one.